Hello, everyone. My name is Wyatt Smock, and today I'm going to be talking to you all about a topic that is pretty important in my life and pretty prevalent in my life from since when I was about 6 years old to about 18 years old, and this is the art of diving. And to some of you, I know I may not look like your typical diver, but this just proves even more of a point of what I will be talking about today. Um, Diving takes talent and technique, but a large part of completing a dive is just throwing for it. Whenever we are at a pool, there's always usually a diving board around, and being able to have the courage to complete a dive is what matters most. Um, and the reason I wanted to talk about this today and just to share some of my credibility is the fact that I'm actually a three-time city dive champion in the city of Louisville, in the state of Kentucky. And, this is something I got into at a very young age. Just being kind of a country club kid, swimming and diving was always really prevalent. They were really prevalent sports that we always competed in, me and my brother. So I kind of just took diving and I kind of ran with it, and I loved every minute of it from the moment I started to the moment I finished it. And technique and bravery are what matters most when it comes to diving. To start the dive, you have to know how to do the proper approach. So that is the main thing you need to know to actually even get into the dive itself. So the proper start to dive is actually called a hurdle, and it's the approach. The hurdle is three steps leading up to the dive, and then after the three steps, you take a bit of a jump with one knee in the air. In order to know how long your hurdle needs to be, you have to start at the end of the board and work your way back to the back of the board, just to get a proper length on the length of how your hurdle, how long it should be. So like I said, the jump at the end of the hurdle is really important. The jump has to be timed exactly right in order to transition into the dive. And there are different types of dives. Well, just regular dive, out of that category, there is a front dive pike, and a front dive tuck, which I always did the front dive tuck. To throw for a flip or multiple flips, you have to be able to throw your arms down to your knees and hold your knees before letting go as you finish the dive. The final product of the dive is determined by how the diver's technique is when they hit the water. And, transitioning to the score of the dive and how the dive looks when it's ultimately finished, the splash the diver makes can affect the score of the dive drastically. Receiving a 7 or higher by a scoring judge means that the dive was well done. And just multiple judges will give you scores. There will always be multiple judges, and usually the scores are around the same number, the sound around the same range of numbers. And like I said, a 7 or above is really good. That means your dive was done pretty well, as best as it could have been done. And just to conclude, diving does not take some talent and technique, or it does take some talent and technique, but overall it is about how much courage and confidence you have as a diver, and just being able to have that courage to throw a dive properly. There is no reason to be afraid of completing a dive or flip. Just be confident, because ultimately, the worst thing that can happen is a smack on the water. And, it's not the end of the world if you do that. It hurts, stings for a little bit, but just being able, to go to a pool and, show everybody that you can do a flip, or do a really nice front dive straight, anything like that, is kind of a confidence booster. And diving is just really important to me, and I just wanted to share it with you guys. So thank you.